Just very briefly, 60 seconds or less, why are you running for city council?
A multitude of reasons. Honestly, I think we are in a pivotal moment in the city of Decatur. Decatur is a city of opportunity. We have a lot of great qualities that make us unique to other communities, but we don't necessarily always actualize those resources and that potential to be where we could be, so to speak. So that's partially why I'm running. I know the city of Decatur has made some good strides in a lot of areas, especially bringing in some newer business, LG Kim, some of the things that ADM's doing out to expand there. And we want to continue to see that growth in those manufacturing areas. We also want to see innovation and growth in other areas, growth-related areas that we know that we'll be able to count upon within 20 or 40 years to be able to still be in this community, thriving, contributing, allowing people to be gainfully employed and contribute to society at large. But also on the more bottom end, we definitely want to encourage entrepreneurship, small business development, things across that board there. And there's a lot of different avenues and options available to us that we just have not employed as of yet. That and bringing more people into the fold. Obviously we have a low voter turnout usually when it comes to our municipal elections, consolidated elections, if one will. So we really want to galvanize and get more people involved in the process so that their voices are heard and that we have more people participating actively in our community, whether that be just politics, whether that be something socially, a lot of different things there. So I don't see this as just my own campaign. I see this as a community's campaign and a means and way in which we can truly get the ball moving forward in a lot of different regards, whether that be business development, whether that be communal engagement, communal togetherness, really giving people a sense of community to be a part of and buy into, so to speak, outside of just being a citizen of the city of Decatur, whether that be related to your religious belief, whether that be related to music. There's all kinds of different things here, a lot of different resources that we have that we could amplify. The Devon, downtown, tonight we talked about the lack of the Decatur celebration, some of the different things that we could be bringing back and putting a new foot forward to. So I know you gave me 60 seconds, so I'll try to cut that one down. And always, you can feel free to reach out to me and learn more about my campaign, about the issues. And I want to hear from folks as well about what their concerns and challenges are. We are local government. We are the most responsive level of government when it comes to people's lives there. So I want to know what you care about. I want to know what you are passionate about and what we can do together to make the city a better place.
And do you have any specific policy or budget goals?
Of course. A lot of specific budget and policy goals. Repeat that. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Do you have any specific policy and budget goals?
Oh, well, one, obviously fiscal stewardship and making sure the city of Decatur is where we need to be financially. Obviously, we have not always been in the best place, and the pandemic, even though it was a terrible situation for everyone, we did see some positives out of that. In the city of Decatur, at least financially, we're doing not too bad right now. Though that may not be the case in a couple of years, we truly need to bring new revenue sources into the city of Decatur, whether that be through the sale and taxation of cannabis, whether that be through incentivizing other businesses coming here, and the boost of the economy, which we can see from that. There's a lot of different avenues here that we could do that we just don't put as much emphasis and energy behind that we truly could see to limitless potential as long as we put the energy and effort into doing so.
Okay, so if the cannabis dispensaries came up for a vote, would you approve them?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I think statistically, I saw the State General Register said that the city of Springfield, with their 2-3 in the process of being 4 dispensaries, generates anywhere between $2 and $3 million in tax revenue every single year that goes back into their community, the ones that have been most affected by the war on drugs and left out in a lot of economic senses as well. So it goes to reinvesting some of the blighted communities, some of the blighted housing, some of the dilapidated buildings that people are so often frustrated to talk about, both in the city, just like in Springfield as they do here in the city of Decatur. So that's what we got to bring something like that to the table and reinvest in our community, use something, a productive outlet to a positive ends. And that's how I view the cannabis issue. The city of Decatur.
One last question.
Yeah.
Are you interested in keeping or repealing the recent Central Park ordinance?
I don't think the Central Park ordinance necessarily does what those that advocated for it are seeking for it to do. Obviously, we still have a homeless population, houseless population. Let me excuse my language there. That are dealing with chronic poverty issues of that nature there that aren't going to get a leg up. And obviously, no one wants to see anyone sleeping in Central Park. I would love to see them in a home. I love to see them being a productive member of society again at large. We just have to fund and put the energy and effort behind the things that are going to get them there. We got a lot of resources, whether that be shelters, whether that be food sorry, I apologize, whether that be food pantries, things of that nature there that help distribute out some of these resources, but those don't always necessarily give someone, for instance, a job and the things that they need to no longer have to go to these resources and pull from, but they can again contribute to and become providing members of our community, contributing to our tax base, contributing to our sense of community and togetherness, all those things there. And unfortunately, when someone's dealing with the burdens and the chronic issues that they are, when someone is homeless and sleeping in the park, that's just not, the ends aren't being met there in one capacity or another. So a little roundabout way to get to it, but yes, I'm not necessarily in favor of the Central Park ban. I don't necessarily want to see individuals sleeping in the park either by any means there. That's just not the remedy to getting that problem solved in the day. And you know me, I like enjoying our local businesses as well. If I'm out enjoying a late dinner at Taproot or one of the other local establishments, and if I'm walking with a friend of mine downtown, I would love to be able to take a stroll through the beautiful Central Park that we have there, see the fountains, and take all of it in. And now it all depends upon what time of day in which I can do that. I'd rather that be available to all citizens at all times.
Awesome. Thank you.